All right. Yeah, there we go. Staying on. Happy Monday, everybody. Say the clock, man. So you already know, man. It's the playlist here on Twin Radio Syndicate. Of course, I'm your host, Sky. And for the next couple of hours, man, we going to rock out with some dope independent music, touch on a few things going on across the country as well as across the globe. We're going to have a small B.I.G. tribute as today marks, you don't want to say anniversary, but it was the day that, he was senselessly murdered outside of the Soul Train Awards party with 1,000 people on the strip and nobody know nothing. We know that the LAPD was heavily involved. That's not conspiracy. That's just the truth. But, we're not going to spend all day trying to relitigate the investigation into that. We're just going to commemorate the life of the king. You know what I'm saying? Coronavirus, man, it's so much out there. We don't have effective leadership in government, and this isn't about Republican or Democrat. We actually have someone that only wants to talk about good things, and if he gets any bad news, then that's shooed off as a Democratic conspiracy, fake news. The media is after him. They're just trying to make him look bad. I've never in my life seen someone so selfish to only think about himself, where there are people dying all across the world. And then to think that, we stopped a cruise ship we stopped the people from a cruise ship from entering the country. Oops, we did our job. So like I said, man, just watch who y'all be voting for. I'm a little confused about Cory Booker and Kamala Harris and their endorsement of Joe Biden. Because if we go back to the debates, those were two people that definitely went after him. Kamala Harris, I was that girl. When I think they were talking about school busing. So just surprising that she speaks so glowingly now. She gave a great answer in regards to what took her so long. And she didn't want to endorse Joe Biden while there were two women still in the race. I get that, whatever. But yeah, man, just surprising, those two. Even Buttigieg, like he's straight Tea Party. Like he spoke out against the Obama administration basically the entire time Barack Obama was in office. And, he tailed off a little bit towards the end of his the end of the Obama term, because he knew that he had aspirations and he needed Democratic Party support. But soon as he got back from Iraq, he was on that bullshit. And for someone that has such a horrible record as the mayor, for him to gain as much traction as he got nationally just shows you how messed up this country is. Like, you could take anything in regards to minorities and he failed in it. How he handled cases with minority and police, F. His hiring, whether from anything from administration, law enforcement, and there's one other category. The only place he hired in, and it was still less than his predecessor, hire African Americans. And you could guess, public works. Like, yeah, they could pick up your trash and all of that, but they can't work any of those other positions. So I just didn't understand that at all. Speaking of endorsements, Jesse Jackson, endorsed Bernie Sanders. And for people that like rolling their eyes and whatever, like I get like Jesse Jackson's been out of the mix for a long time. But we have the current rules that we have in the Democratic primaries because he would have won the nomination in 1988 if they didn't stop that shit in his tracks and make a deal with him. I.e., they paid that motherfucker, and the rest is history. You know what I'm saying? Because he was gaining momentum. And, my whole thing about that was they were like, oh, well, America wasn't ready for a black president. Well, they wasn't ready for the white Democratic nominee either because he got his ass whooped doing that. What was it, Mondale and what was it, Ferraro? Jesse Jackson was a better candidate than Walter Mondale. I'm sorry. Like, or was it Gary? No, Gary Hart never made it because he was supposed to be it, and then he got in trouble with the chick and whatever. Okay, because they were saying that if he hadn't got in trouble, then it would have been a closer race, and that like Mondale was just basically somebody they kind of fell back on, like all right, whatever. I guess you could run, whatever. So anyway, man, what's with the baby now? I like what the kid is doing in regards to he came up. Not gonna say I'm a big fan of his music. I think a lot of his songs sound exactly alike. And if they don't sound exactly alike, the flow is exactly the same. Once again, not a knock on the young king, just not my cup of tea. But I'm hearing conflicting sides of an incident. And someone was saying, well, I don't want you holding a phone that close to me either or whatever. And I'm like, okay. But do you think the reaction matched a phone being too close? Don't you think that, like, even if it was, that was a mushable offense? Like what like, couldn't it have just been taken care of with a simple just mush to the side? Like, yo, chill. Like, yo, I ain't beat, get that damn phone away from me, whatever. Instead of like a full drawback punch. And even if that was a slap, just like how hard it was, man, it was just like, come on, man. Like, we can't do that, yo. Like, and we can't defend that, especially what's going on in Brooklyn with those young kids robbing that girl, stomping her out or whatever. And then I heard there's another incident where another girl a mile away in New York was beat up and her sneakers were taken. I don't know what's going on in New York. I don't know what gang is got these kids out here doing this dumb shit. But if it's found out that this is part of like some initiation or whatever, like whatever time is given to the enablers, I'm okay with it. Like, it's always some dumb shit going on out in the world or whatever. But when you send young boys out to do that, like, I just don't know what part of the game is that. Like, I don't care how bad an area is, how crazy, how crime ridden certain areas are or whatever. I've never seen a situation where that's okay. And like it was one boy and his mom was getting her nails done. And as she was getting her nails done, she was like watching her phone, and she kept getting these alerts on her phone. So she clicked and watched the video and was watching her son take part in this. The nail tech was like, are you okay? You look like you just saw a ghost. So, of course, she made him turn himself in. But I'm not going to even say but. I can't even talk about that anymore, just because just how crazy it is. You would think with all the nonsense the idiot in the White House got going on, right, that nothing would surprise you anymore. Nothing would have you to where you're speechless or whatever. But when I saw that, I was just like, damn, like, that's where we're at. All in an unprecedented move, all four major sports in a joint announcement have banned all media from their respective locker rooms and clubhouses until further notice. Any type of media access will be done in a press conference setting. I just got news that there have been at least one New Jersey municipality that's shutting down for 2 days. I guess just in response to this coronavirus scare. I'm hearing that different stores and businesses are raising the price of all types of disinfectants. And I shared a post from our man Domingo, and one of the responses was, hey, that's illegal for them to do that. And I'm like, look, they know it's illegal, and I'm not worried about reporting that they're price gouging. I would just encourage people not to patronize those businesses anymore. And in a time of need, instead of just making sure that your shelves are stocked, and now you could sell a lot of something that was probably just sitting around, and now you can order some more, sell out of that, and just do good business, you decide to double, triple, and quadruple the price in order to take advantage of people. It's no different than when after the storms and the gas stations price gouge there. It's pretty much the same, man. But anyway, man, y'all didn't log in or tune in just to hear me run off at the mouth, man. So let's jump into some music. Here's my guy, R.O. Hutch. He calls this joint Every Time. It's the playlist, y'all.
One time for the real. One time. One time. One time for the real. One time. Yeah. Yeah. One time. Check. So this is how it's supposed to be, I mean. Crazy how you got so close to me, I mean. Shit can happen so funny sometimes in life. But I would talk the ride with the divide to tell you my chocolate do. Give me what I need, want me, love good. Bring a nigga to his knees, know that I can put you on. And I bet you disagree, we can make it where there's something to see. You understand, I got it, well you only want it done like this. All new for you, shit never been done like this. So me, fuck the science, cause the chemistry there. Years in, still new, how she look at me now. She go round for the come up and the come up is real. I'ma make it where she only shop, sit up and chill. No, I pull up in the drop, prop, put up the bill. The shit of your dreams, the difference is I'm talking for real. I mean, we get that cheddar through whatever in life. Blow it back, stand up, real letterman life. Used to be a player, shit, they had to let me twice. I always said if it was right that I would give up the rights. I never thought that I would give up the life, but it's getting where I give up my life, you understand me? I never thought that I would give up the life, hey, but it's getting where I give up my life. You always on my mind, I mean.
I'll be there when you need me. Just call me up. Yeah, that's just me thinking about you.